second period bio.
This is Tiffany and Patricia.
And today the topic of our vlog is evolution. Lamarck versus Darwin.
So Lamarck believed that living things change within their lifetime due to environmental factors. For example, an organism can lose an organ or a trait because they don't need to use it, or they can acquire a trait because it would help them survive. And these traits can then be passed down to their offspring.
Indeed. Take Michael Phelps, for example. He was born with a very short neck.
Very short.
And because he wanted to get to the leaves at the top of the tree, he strained his neck so that he could get to them. And according to Lamarck, this trait would be passed down to his offspring because it was very useful.
And now giraffes look like this. So moving on to Darwin's theory. It basically starts with random genetic variation in species.
And these variations are caused by mutations, such as missense and nonsense.
Only those with beneficial mutations that help them survive will continue living, while the weak ones will just die off.
This concept is called survival of the fittest.
Take a look at this video of some birds that built a nest in my planter.
In her backyard.
Yeah.
As you can see, the bird in the front center isn't getting any food. This is because this bird is weaker and smaller than his siblings. His neck is not stretching as far as the others. Therefore, this bird won't survive and his strong siblings will.
This exemplifies survival of the fittest. The beneficial traits aiding in survival are preserved and passed down.
This is called natural selection.
Now moving on to descent with modification. This is another aspect of Darwin's theory of evolution.
Take Junpyo, the husky dog, for example. He has a very thick coat and it's very luscious as well. However, some of his ancestors were not as fortunate. Some of them actually had really thin fur, and because of that, they were unable to survive the cold weather of the Arctic. And only dogs like Junpyo were able to survive. And this trait was passed down through the next generations.
As seen in the next picture. Even though Lamarck and Darwin's theories are very different, they do share some similarities.
Obviously, they explain changes in organisms over time.
Both also asserted that the environment influences the traits that will be passed down. For example, undesirable traits will certainly be eliminated,
while useful traits will be passed down to future generations.
So that's the end of our video blog.
I hope you enjoyed it. Saranghae!
Bye!